between a nice round of rain and Meet the Teacher night. I'm getting to this a little bit late, but I did want to bring you this edition of Tropical Tuesdays. This is going to be replacing Tuesday Tips for a little bit. I want to talk about what's happening in the tropics. This is the time of year when the tropics really start to open up. We have the Saharan dust that has been really keeping things quiet thus far. We've only had 3 named systems in the Atlantic so far, and that has kind of kept things quiet, but that's starting to tamper down a little bit, so we're going to start seeing more activity in the tropics. The first thing we have right now is this tropical wave off the west coast of Africa. This, of course, is the main development region. That's kind of what it's called here, and you see this, and this is going to continue to move off to the northwest rather, and there's really not much of a chance of this developing. They're saying 30% chance over the next 5 days. That's down from 40% earlier yesterday. So this one really does not look like it's doing a whole lot, and that's really all that we have right now. There's some convection in northern parts of South America, and you see a little bit over Cuba there, but there's really not anything beyond that right now where, most of this is pretty quiet. The Gulf is quiet right now. If we go over into the Pacific, rather, let's see if we can get a good look there. There's a couple of things happening, and I'll highlight a couple of those. First is, the hurricane that's in the Pacific right now, Hurricane Howard, and that's going to continue to move off to the west, and it's going to continue to weaken. The next few days, it will just kind of draw down and really kind of turn into just about nothingness. And then there is another tropical wave off the west coast of Mexico. That may develop. It looks like it has a pretty decent chance, a pretty high chance of developing over the next few days. So we'll be watching that as well. But as far as anything that's going to affect Texas, not anything impressive at this moment. But this is the first segment, and I'm sure as we go through the weeks, we will have more to talk about as this approaches the Gulf. The National Hurricane Center is still predicting a pretty active season, so we'll have to see what ends up happening there. For now, things are pretty quiet, but maybe, just maybe, we can get some tropical activity. Hopefully nothing too devastating, but hopefully it's enough to bring some decent and hopefully even substantial rains to North Texas.